Welcome to Fallout 76. This is Jim. In this video, we're going to take a look at how to claim workshops for newbies. So I would say at least once a week, we get a daily challenge where we have to claim a workshop or build something in a workshop or camp. And not just daily challenges, but weekly challenges at least once a week. So it comes up quite frequently. I just got a comment in one of my videos where someone who I can gather from reading the comment is they were fairly new to the game, maybe a low level, and they're having issues claiming workshops on public servers, and they were getting into PvP or player versus player action, which they did not desire, and they ended up having to leave the server. So I'm going to go over claiming some workshops here. So as you can see, I am on a public server. Those of you who watch my channel know I usually play solo on private servers, but I'll go public servers once in a while. So there's many workshops on the map. The workshops are indicated by this little sign here, this little icon. And a lot of times you cannot fast travel to a workshop directly unless you own the workshop. So you have to claim one first, okay? So let's go down here. This is one of my favorite workshops down here, Billings Homestead. Now we can't fast travel here, so we'll fast travel to the closest place, Silva Homestead. Let's go down here. Now it all depends on the map of where you're at for certain workshops. Certain workshops are easier. Certain workshops are harder, not just the location, because there's a couple workshops here in the forest region, like this one right here, this junkyard, where it's a little difficult just because of the lay of the land. There's a lot of hidey hole places where enemies will just kind of sit there, and I'm not really fond of that one. And then you'll have some that are in a higher level area, you know, which aren't that bad, like this one here. Okay, but we'll go do Billings Homestead here first. We'll go down the road, and we will try to claim this workshop. Now, I will say that I don't know if it's a glitch, but it's been happening for a long time, as long as I can remember. But as you can see on the map, see how this one here is owned? When we just looked here a second ago, it wasn't owned at all. Nobody owned this. So you can look on the map, just like what we just did before we fast traveled here, and it'll say, oh, there's an available workshop there. But once when you get here, it's owned by someone else. Now, if I try to claim that workshop, and depends on who that person is as a person, okay? Just saying that they might defend their workshop against you and engage in PvP, player versus player action against you, okay? And also, depending on the person, if they're really annoyed by something so simple, they'll troll you, which nobody wants, okay? Even if you're a higher level, you don't want to be trolled because you got things to do. You just want to play the game and have fun. So I'm not going to bother going down here because we don't know who that person is, right? And that person could be watching it. And if I try to claim this, I can claim it, but it's going to result in PvP action automatically. Because that person will get a notification stating that, you know, my name, my gamer tag, is trying to claim their workshop, and they'll come and they'll defend it against me. Because I'll be considered like an enemy, so to speak, okay? So let's pop up here to Tyler County Dirt Track. We'll pop up here. And we'll try to claim that one. As we can see on the map, it doesn't show that it's claimed. So until we get here, and we'll see what happens. So again, it's not showing us. Let's get a little closer to see what happens. This is what I recommend those newer folks do, okay? If you don't want PvP. Let's get a little closer here. Okay, so this Tyler County Dirt Track should be good to go. Okay, so there we go. So you see the top right-hand corner of the screen, it had popped up, claim workshop at Tyler County Dirt Track, clear enemies from Tyler County Dirt Track. So 2 things will happen when you walk up to a workshop like I just did. You have to clear enemies, or there'll be no enemies around and you can just claim it. Okay, so those are 2 options that will happen. So we have to clear the enemies, and you cannot claim a workshop until you clear it. Till you clear all the enemies around. Now, if you're on a public server, if someone is kind of watching you from afar, right? Because some people go incognito and you can't see them on the map. And they could be watching you, and you can clear the workshop for them. And then they'll swoop in and claim it for themselves. I don't see that happen very often, but it has happened in the past. Now, I'm on Xbox, and I can honestly tell you, I find Xbox, over that there, I find Xbox the community is fairly good. Like, I can probably count on one hand, as long as I've been playing this game since it first was released, and I can count on one hand how many times I've had issues with other folks. See if we can get him from here. Keeps moving. There we go. So you see how that popped up? So we are now good to go. We cleared the area. It's going to be different everywhere. Some places there may be only, one enemy. Might be, half a dozen or so. But it all depends, and it all depends on the workshop. Now, when you go to a workshop, so it's Unowned workshop. Now, when we claim it, it'll come up with this every time. Spend 25 caps to claim the workshop. Other players may initiate PvP with you by attempting to claim it from you, okay? And that's all I can gather, that person, that's what may have happened to them. By mistake. It wasn't done maliciously, but some people take their gaming extremely serious, and they'll come after you, and they'll just keep coming after you. So your best bet is just to, move to another server. So the majority of workshops will cost you 25 caps. Now, if you come across a workshop anywhere on the map that's more than 25 caps, that means that you're on you're limited to public servers, and the person who had previously owned that workshop had left the server. But the things that they built in the workshop, like let's say a couple turrets, a floor, or a couple traps, if you want to claim that workshop, you have to pay for those items that other person had built. Okay? I'm not too sure what the cooldown is where they disappear. I'm not too sure what that is. I've never really tested it. But the most I've ever paid for a workshop is 55 caps, but there were probably, I think there was like 3 or 4 turrets around. There were a couple structures, there were some traps, but it was in an area where there was a lot of enemies, so I didn't mind it. And it was okay, and I'm usually kind of high in my caps anyway, so I didn't really care. But that's it. So now, when we look at our map here, so now, see, they're claimed by Jim McSteel, that's me, okay? Now, another player on the map can come here and try to claim the workshop. And personally, I don't care if someone does that. I really don't. If I'm doing a daily, weekly challenge and I claimed it, I'm good to go. I move on. If someone tried to claim it, I'm not going to fight them. They can claim it and they can get credit for the daily, weekly challenge, but that's just me. Okay? But not everyone thinks like that, all right? So you got to be prepared if you plan on claiming a workshop that's already owned by someone else. So another thing about workshop is within about 2 minutes after claiming a workshop, you'll get an event that pops up where you have to defend the workshop. Then you'll get like 2 minutes. We'll count down. You can place down some traps or turrets or what have you, and you'll have to defend against some enemies. And that little event that pops up to defend your workshop, okay, that will count towards completing the event for daily, weekly challenges, okay? So keep that in mind. And even let's say this one over here. Let's say this workshop here that we don't even own. Okay, this person here, Sput77. Let's say there was an event that popped up, you know, that little yellow hexagon for an event. And it said defend George Junkyard. We can go over there and defend George Junkyard. We don't, you know, even though we don't own it, we can go over there and defend it, and we will get credit for that event for a daily, weekly challenge, complete an event. You know what I mean? Okay? So usually that's where folks will be like, oh, okay, he's helping me, or they're helping me defend my workshop. They're not taking it away from me. So that's where people won't engage in PvP. So FYI on that. Okay? So we'll wait around here for this to pop up. I find sometimes it's better if you leave the area and within, yeah, there, okay, perfect. See, there we go. Defend Tyler County Dirt Track. So we'll go ahead here and we will complete this event. And again, if you get a daily, weekly challenge where it says, you know, complete an event, and you look in your map and you're a low-level character and you don't see any events that you want to do, okay? You're not having much luck with spawning events, right? Because I have a video where you can complete events for newbies as well, where the vast majority of them you can spawn in yourself, okay? You can just wait around for the workshop you just claimed, complete the event, defend your workshop, and get credit for it, all right? So that's another bonus for a workshop, for claiming one. And of course, now that we have claimed it, we can also fast travel here from anywheres. So let's pop over here to Tyler County Fairgrounds, which will bring us up on the road there. Okay. And now, because we own that workshop, we can fast travel here. Fast travel. It's a free fast travel as well. And that's what some people do to try to get around from using too many caps, right? Because not everyone has, you know, a piggy bank full of caps. So they'll, you know, claim a workshop in a remote area and they'll use that as a free fast travel. That's what a lot of folks will do. And they won't bother doing the defend event. All right, so we get some Scorched coming up, so that's okay. We'll wait for them to pop up here. Oh, there they are there. Now, it depends on where you're at. See, his face was all burnt there. It's pretty cool. It depends. There's like certain waves when you try to complete this event. And I haven't really found out the rhyme or reason, but some workshops defend your workshop. It's only like one wave of like something really simple. And then other areas, it's like 3 ways or 4 ways. I haven't been able to figure that out yet. Nothing really is consistent enough for me to say. Oh, how you doing down there? Just don't forget to go around to pick up your rounds, because sometimes after completing this event, these guys will be gone, just mysteriously disappeared. So it's best when you're doing this as you go, you just go around, pick up your stuff. Huh. Now these areas here of the forest, it's mostly Scorched, ghouls, super mutants, liberators, robots. Other areas, like the harder areas, like in the Mire region, Right down here in the cranberry bog, it'll be, you know, anglers. Oh, hi. It'll be anglers or gulpers. It'll be high-level insects like stingwings and blood bugs and such, ticks, crickets. So just keep in mind of where you plan on claiming your workshop. Oh, there's a guy over there. Sneaking around. Oh. Oh, what is that guy? Where's this floater come from? That's weird. Huh. Odd. So that's it. That's done. Everything was coming up so fast there. I didn't really see it end officially. It was just safe and sound. Is that Graham? It is Graham. Huh, how you doing, buds? That's, what do you got for sale there, pal? What do you got for sale there, pally boy? Let's see here. High-tech bench, eh? Orange suitcase, okay. Don't even have that yet. Yeah, let's buy that. Thanks, buds. Okay, good stuff. So that is the workshop. I don't even know why that's popping up for me. Like, we're nowhere even near that area. That is so odd. Huh. Odd. Well, odd things happen in this game. Alright, so let's go up here to Hemlock Holes. Now this one here is a pretty decent workshop as well. It's right down here. And again, let's roll up to it here real quick. We have some enemies nearby. We take the last look. It's not owned by anyone. And it'll pop up in the top right-hand corner of the screen to claim the workshop, just like that. So there we go. See that? That popped up, so we cleared the area. Now we can claim this workshop. Good stuff. 25 caps. We can do the same thing. We can wait around if we so wish. Or we're not going to bother. Wait for that little thingamabobber to get to the top of her. And we're good to go. Now, also, when you claim a workshop, you do get a little bit of goodies. You get some of your caps back. I believe, anyway. And you get some goodies. You get the odd plan. The plans for me, I just usually donate. But if you're a newer player, you know, those plans will definitely come in handy. That's the one we got from Graham. Yeah, and you do get some goodies there, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's that's all there is to claiming workshops with what I just discussed. As I said, as I recommend, if you're trying to claim a workshop, and the best thing to do if you're on a server, because sometimes there'll be like a weekly challenge where we have to claim 3 workshops, right? Or it pops up as an epic where we have to claim 3 workshops. And sometimes if you go to a certain server, maybe every workshop or most of the workshops that you can or want to claim, they're already claimed. So I recommend you slowly get up on a workshop. You check it out. You check your map to make sure it's not already claimed. And if it's not already claimed, you just claim it. Okay? Now, I can't say for sure that's what happened with that particular person, right? Maybe they saw a workshop like how this one here down by Billings Homestead, how when we first looked, it wasn't claimed. And then when we fast traveled down here, it wasn't claimed. It wasn't claimed until we got a little closer. Then I checked it one last time, and it was claimed. You know what I mean? It's a little glitchy, and it's been like that as long as I can remember. But that's that. So let's go somewhere else. Let's head back here to Tyler County Dirt Track just to show how we can fast travel back again. And that's what you can do. You know, it's workshops are pretty useful. Now, if you want to build in a workshop, I'll just kind of include this in, just in case if folks are kind of wondering if I can get up that fence there. All right. So let's open up our build menu here. Now, sometimes we get the daily, build something in a workshop or camp. Okay, now you'll see how it, you'll get a budget, right? Have the the green off kind of property line area, just like for a camp. Okay, but remember, if you build something, you're using valuable resources. Okay, and once when you leave the server, you don't get that stuff back. It stays here, and the next person comes and will claim that workshop, and they got to pay a few extra caps. But that's why when I build stuff in a workshop, I always end up scrapping it anyway, just getting that habit. Now you will notice that under like whatever you're building, you'll see things out of that, it's kind of like a bright green, right? The resources. It's the same resources as you would be building in your camp, okay? At once upon a time, I thought it was different, but it isn't. I tested it out a couple times, and it's the same amount of resources if you're building at your workshop as at your camp, or whatever you're building, okay? But that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I can mention to you guys for claiming workshops. It's the best tips I can give you. If there's another experienced player can think of something that I didn't mention in the video, by all means put it in the comment. That'll help others. It would be useful too. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and share when you have the chance. It really helps me out. I'd like to thank my channel members: Artistically Ranged, Boogaloo Bronson, Michael Edwards, Nigel Whiffen, Heather, White Tribe, Starwind 138. Thank you all so very much, and I hope you all have a nice day.